This is Kathy Chase. People desecrated my body and wanted to use me for their little trickery tool of war, using my body and mind to play war games. That was planned. I proved that. It's leap year. I proved all that. I'm not dying in vain for my country. I will not die for my country because of people desecrating my body and my children's bodies, and I strive every single day of my life to survive, to protect my children. My children are not going to die in vain for this country because other people desecrated their bodies and broke the laws, thinking that they could take other people's lives into their own hands to do what they wanted with them is beyond sickness. And I'm not playing this until death do you part crap. All this other stupid stuff. Murder. Chase family. Whatever. It's my understanding Richard had that put in Autumn. I don't appreciate you desecrating my daughter's body. And you know who put this stuff in my body, and they should go kill themselves. I'm not going to die for you. And my children are not going to die for you. Agent Orange is a biological warfare. Agent Orange might be a cleaner too. I don't friggin' know. I don't care about cleaners. I'm not playing Cinderella. Okay? I don't care if they're evil, Shannon and Kim. I don't really care if they're evil stepsisters or whoever they think they are. They think they're better than me or whatever. I don't give a crap. You're not better than another person to sin upon their life. All these people have committed every sin of the book, all 10 commandments. I'm not God. Do not use slander. You can't kill me with slander. You can't call me names. Everybody knows you're a bunch of coward liars when you can't even produce media. Second of all, Agent Orange, as I said, is a biological warfare chemical. It's just like other agents, chemical warfare agents. They're different than like agents in the law. They're two different things. Okay, let me make you understand that. Since you don't understand and you like associate foods with me, and you know you named SNAP food stamps program, thinking you were gonna get me to snap and kill somebody. You planned this. Somebody planned this. I didn't plan this. Who planned this for frickin' leap year? Because I had Tony the Toad and he ate crickets. Jody did. Jody was born before me. Jody was born in 1970. Jody Lynn doesn't stand for Kathy Jo Carolyn. Kathy Jo die, okay? Carolyn, I don't give a crap. Jody was born in 1970. She's in the yearbooks of Southeast High School. She graduated in 1988. She was in school before me. Jody Eggers, Eggers. People can look this up. You can't premeditate killing somebody with putting something in her foot and play morgue tags with her life, meaning me. I'm not here for your war games. I have tried everything. I have gone through liabilities. I have tried to talk about everything. I don't know why you're into death quotas. I'm trying to make a death quota. I don't kill people. I don't premeditate. I was living a very quiet life until I was disturbed and people started harassing me and abusing me. And then it's escalated to the point it is now where people abuse me internally and they abuse my kids, and then they turn it around and try to make it look like I'm the bad person, but I'm the good one, and I'm trying to protect and save my children because they've desecrated their bodies with things and are trying to use them as a human shield because they wanted to make a joke out of women and children first. I can't help it if you're queer and wanted to go with that, or you think you can replace me as a mother. You can't replace me as a mother because you suck. You frickin' suck. You're horrible, horrible, evil people. Okay, I talked about Agent Orange. Okay, and counterclockwise. The theory of counterclockwise was not invented for me. Sundials and telephones Dials have nothing to do with me. And push buttons on a phone have nothing to do with me and pacemakers. Agent Orange, there's, what's the yellow thing? The yellow, I don't remember. There's all different chemical agents. You have to look them up. Then the book Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange is a very old book. I don't know if Simon & Schuster published that book. I have to look it up again. Simon & Schuster books. You know, your little Simon Says games. Paul Simon, Simon and Garfunkel did Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard. And Mrs. Robinson. Well, I'm not Mrs. I don't know how you get Mrs. Robinson from my life. You're crazy people. And then I thought of, well, there's Art Carney. I mean, not Art Carney. Art, what was it? Art Garfunkel. People named Art, and then all the art that ended up on my walls and what I purchased. Duplicate arts. People saw the pictures of the duplicate art that I purchased when I was under heavy hypnosis. I don't know, why would I have duplicate art with mirrors? You know why you claim your stupid little mirrors? Well, at first I thought it was the Versailles, or I can't pronounce it. It might be pronounced a little bit different because it's a French word. Versailles in France, I guess it is. That's not where it came from. Your little mirror theories came from Yellowstone National Park, Mirror Lake, and then the islands in Yellowstone Lake. As I said, A Clockwork Orange has nothing to do with me. It's an old book, old story. It's like 100 years old. It's very old. And then General Electric has nothing to do with me either. And my initial E doesn't stand for electric, okay? I'm not an electric eel. For Lee backwards. Robert's father's middle name. I'm not electric because my father worked for NATV for many, many years, over 37 years or something like that. And they have auctions at NATV, PBS. Channel 12 here in Lincoln has always been PBS cable channel 12, and they have auctions to fundraise. Public television has been known to do that, to do fundraisers. The March of Dimes has nothing to do with me. Other fundraisers have nothing to do with me. Dimes, change, I'm not your change. Your scars, and your pits, and your cockpits or whatever have nothing to do with me. Definition of pits. I've gone through this a billion times. There's Green Pitch Park, which is by the roundabout on 33rd, behind Super C. It's on by a bridge, matter of fact. A small bridge off of Sheridan Boulevard. It's spelled Pitsch. It almost, pitch is also a, something you do when you throw a ball. And pitch is also a game, I guess, at cards. I have to go through all this stupid stuff because people are so sideways crazy. It's not me that's sideways crazy because you planned it off the sides. You plan things sideways using South Street, 2100 block, going from east to west. The South Street goes from east to west, 2100 block. That's one way you plan it. 2, Robert Sides bought the house on 5511. That was the second way you planned things, okay? As I said, counterclockwise, and your frickin' backwards crap, spring forward and fall back, and autumn, my baby. That has nothing to do with us, because you're insane. Political asylum? Yeah, I think we need the other political asylum, meaning crazy asylum for those who can't manage themselves a little betterly and their behaviors towards other people and treat other people with mutual respect, I should say. I was very nice to people when I first started contacting people, politicians and government, and then, of course, this built up, the abuse is built up to the current scenario we have now, where people know that this stupid color crap, I'm not colored, okay? I'm not colored. I'm not Rosa Parks, white person, on a hub going down to the courthouse because it's between H and K, and you got JK between, and it's been there since 1968. If there was an I street, it'd go right through the middle, okay? I don't think there's an I street. That's weird. Lincoln Mall goes directly up to the front of the courthouse on 10th Street. Directly up to the 10th. Up to the 10th Street. Lincoln Mall. Which is the city-county courthouse, 555 10th Street, has nothing to do with me. And then the fact, did you see the guy with the statue in front? He has suspenders on. That has nothing to do with me. He's some guy. I don't know who he is. I took pictures of it. It's on the web somewhere. In the city-county building. City-county has nothing to do with numbers, okay? County means, you know, there's different counties of numbers. Oh, we know Chase County is 72 and all this other stupid crap. But we don't count people's addresses and do math and do all kinds of crazy crap with math and adding addresses to try to kill people, okay? This is just not how we use math. To try to make it look government. Government don't do this stuff. This has never happened in the history of the United States. And it should have never happened to begin with. But they planned it. They planned this. There's too much evidence around this town to say you can't say that you didn't plan this. That's why they don't want the media here, because they don't want media here because evidence is everywhere. That's another thing. I don't know how they've kept international media away. I don't know how they've done that. Counterclockwise has nothing to do with me. Sundials made in stone have nothing to do with me. Sticks and stones, this is how immature you are. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but your slander cannot kill me. And that's true, that's fact. You can't kill me with slander. You can't make false claims behind my back, stab me in the back. Chalk, your murder chalk thing, and things that people buy in the spring, they fly kites. They buy chalk around Easter. I'm not an Easter egg hunt. And they blow bubbles. Buy bubbles. I always have bought bubbles, kites, and chalk around Easter time for my kids because that's what you do in the spring. That's normal. You talking about hopscotch where you do little step things with your feet? I don't know what you're talking about. Murder chalk outlines on bodies. Chalk is something you use when you queue up a queue for pool tables, like, you know, 8-ball, magic 8 balls. I don't know. We used to have them when we were kids. You'd shake it up and you'd ask it questions, right? The little magic 8 balls. I'm not a magic 8 ball. I'm not a crystal ball. I can't see the future. Quit lying about me. Quit slandering me. You can't confront me face to face. You have to shut up. Don't you understand that? Or they can arrest you, or they can do whatever. But you can't keep trying to kill me with slander. I don't hurt people. If you can't learn how to problem solve instead of these people, all they know how to do is make more problems. It's all people have watched. People have watched this go on, and it's sickening how they've provided more and more and more and more and more problems versus problem solving because they're too stubborn or they think they're better than me or whatever. I have tried being nice. I have asked nicely. I have asked government agencies and so on forth, what do I need to do? Is there something I should do? And so forth, and so forth, and so forth. I've asked for medical help. I'm scared to go get medical help, even though it's my legal right to do. Fear-mongering me from getting medical help. You make your stupid claims about me medically, that there's something wrong with me, but nobody believes you. There's no logic to saying there's something wrong with me, and you've made all these different excuses about my life that have never been consistent. And it's still slander. It's still defamation of character. Quit calling me yellow. If you say you think you can call me yellow and kill me, when you with your stupid little claims, I'm not yellow. Is that like a term for an Indian and blowing smoke signals? Or I don't know if it's some derogatory. Oh yeah, it's a derogatory term for an Asian person. Excuse me. Anyways, I remember something being, well, I know there's Yellowstone National Park. So that's where you get your whole theories and freaking corners of states and the four corners and, well, there's 4 quarters in a football game. I mean, really. And quarters, I'm not a bald eagle on a coin, and I'm not the bald eagle national bird on post-up boxes. You're insane. Seriously. This has nothing to do with me seeking political asylum. It has to do with you seeking real political asylum in a nut house with rubber walls and straitjackets, because that's the clothing you need to be wearing, or chains around your ankles, or like a ball and chain, or you need to go make license plates in prison, okay? Because that's what prisoners do. And prisoners wear orange for murder. Like murder people that conduct murder, they wear orange and they wear numbers on themselves. I don't premeditate murder. I have tried to talk to you. You obviously are stubborn because I've gone through the liabilities thing. Therefore, you think Coke and harmony, the old Coke commercial, means harm money. It doesn't mean harm money. It means harmony. Harmony and harm money are two different things, okay? Harm money is mafia. Harmony is something when people all get along and, like, you know, take care of one another. And when the phrase, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, has nothing to do with, like, a scratch an 8-ball, where the 8-ball goes into the frickin' corner pocket, or, I mean, the cue ball, you know? Q is a bar in town, and so is the Panic. As I said, the Farley family owned the Hurricane. I don't know if it's still in existence, but I don't really like the feeling of being caned in my shoulders all day long. I don't need a cane to walk on my foot. My foot healed a long time ago. You're crazy. I said I'm not dying in vain for your crimes. I can't help it. You want to play that you're better than me? I've tried being reasonable. I've tried being nice. I've tried talking to you since 2005. I've tried contacting people since 2005. You can't put a time limit on my life because you ruined my life. You ruined my life. I didn't ruin my life. I didn't go out of my way to ruin presidents' lives or any of these people I went to Southeast. I was living a very quiet life. I didn't go and ruin their children's lives. You know? They think they can use me and my kids as human shields for what they did wrong. And then they think they can go pay other people money and say, oh, well, yeah, that's normal. You can go pay people money to buy people's lives and solicit them to death because of the foot. Soles of feet. Soul Korea. And they want to play mash potatoes with my body and Miss Potato Head. I said, these people are crazy. I'm not. You can't set people up. You know, set up or set is all over the license plates of Lincoln, Nebraska. They look like a big frickin' joke. People set me up. Set up. You know? And I have been trying since 2005 to figure out what was going on. I can't help it that people sabotage and use trickery because of, you know, when we went trick-or-treating, we'd say, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. I can't help that people take little things, stupid things too seriously. In fact, I was named after an Avon lady, Randy's mom, an Avon lady, and my grandmother, an Avon lady, and they take this little play thing with costume makeup a little too far. Gypsies aren't real. They're con artists. They used to go around with carnivals. They're con artists. Gypsies aren't real. okay? They're not real. They're not real, okay? I'm not Plato. I'm not Plato the Seers. One of the Seers. Philosophers. I'm not Punxsutawney Phil. I don't sit on a wood log. I don't sit on a frickin' wood log. You know, we just had the 126th, 126th annual Punxsutawney Phil thing, right? I don't sit on a log by an axe and wait to see my shadow because I stepped on a frickin' piece of glass 27 years ago off of Shady Creek Court. Courts and neighborhoods have nothing to do with going to court. Being forced into court to have people divert trying to kill me with death do you part. That's a little sick. You're sick. You're sick in the head. You're sick. Using their marriages as tools and weapons to try to commit murder by hiding behind their fake marriages because people don't have any manners. I can't help it, people don't have manners. I have tried. I tried. Everybody knows. Everybody clearly watched me over the years here try to contact people. Various different people. I've been watched by media for a long time because I initially contacted them when this first started. They know I took every preventative possible. People know that. I've documented and documented and documented and documented. I'm not the one who likes problems. I hate drama. I'm not your drama queen. I'm not your play. I'm not your Play-Doh. I'm not your, sick ideas. Play-Doh. P-L-A-T-O. Play-Doh. Play-Doh comes in all colors. And so does Crayola crayons in the history of Crayola. Rainbow Push Coalition for African Americans and gay people, the gay pride thing, started out in the San Francisco Bay Area. And so does a lot of rice come from the San Francisco tree. Everybody's seen Rice-A-Roni commercials. We grew up with them. I don't like rice. I'm not a big fan of rice. The only kind of rice I ever liked growing up was the dessert rice. Dessert rice with raisins in it. Go figure. Sun-made raisins, you put sun-made raisins in rice, like pudding rice. That's the only kind of rice I like. And I don't know what's going on, with these people. They've given themselves panic disorder because they've screwed up. And nobody will do anything to settle these people down and collect themselves to be normal adults, rational adults, because they're still at me. They're still hurting my body all day, and they're doing that to keep me going, because I'm always on constant, the constant self-defense mechanism's always on. Survival skills are always on. They're always there. I'm not on. My name isn't on. I'm not the little on-off switch on the wall. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not Humpty Dumpty. Do you understand that? I'm not 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I'm not a beer. I'm not Miller Genuine Draft. I'm not the draft and doors and windows. I'm not playing your stupid illegal wall game. I'm not... The wall, they haven't played it on TV, I'm sure. It's about communism. Okay? It's about communism. And a rock star. I'm not a rock star that shaves off his eyebrows when he's tripping on LSD. I don't want to play your trippy, stupid, non-government, non-functionable, stupid crap using music that was not intended to be used to hurt people in the ways that you're doing it, and it's not even proper. It's not even normal behavior for the year 2012. Oppression is not something we want to go backwards to. And we don't kill people so other people can go backwards in relationships they should have been smart enough to have in the beginning. I can't help it. I'm dealing with people with, that say I'm the one who needs the education and I'm supposed to play teacher with an apple or whatever. And I'm the, these people are stupid. I'm dealing with people that are dumber than me. So what makes them think that they need to come along and play school with my life when they're actually dumber than me? They spin too much. They associate things that have nothing to do with each other. Definitions in the dictionary have different meanings. That doesn't mean that they're the same thing. Okay? People need to make that clear to these people, that you don't associate things or look for reasons to kill somebody. That's against the law. That's proving yourself over and 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 over again of trying to commit first-degree murder. You don't look for different reasons, because after you surpassed the first reason, which was the internet, you proved yourselves guilty of trying to commit first-degree murder. You proved yourself guilty after I disproved the internet as a motive. That was 10 years ago. And nobody hardly knew me then. And this is leap year. Oh no, we did it for no, we did it. So you're just coming along harassing my life, playing a little game with me, and making up all different inconsistent things about me and who I am and things like that, which is false. And I said, why are you doing this to my life? Why are you doing this to my life? Why have people done this with my life, and why have they done it to my children? What did they have planned for Autumn in 10, 20, 30 years? And now they can't do it because I've caught him, but that doesn't mean they can kill her. Okay? If something happens to one of my kids, how are you going to explain that? How are you going to explain that if something happens to me or one of my children? How are you going to explain that when we're not in a courtroom and you can't confront me in a court of law because you can't confront me with slander, and you know you're wrong, and you know you would have to commit perjury? Go look up definition of perjury. Perjury. You already made yourself guilty of trying to commit first-degree murder after you surpassed trying to make the first reason to commit murder. Do you know you just showed America that you are guilty with beyond reasonable doubt, that you have continually looked for inconsistent reasons to try to kill me, and they're all indirect. They have nothing to do with each other. They're all different. You tried using all different things about me to try to get me killed. And after you surpassed that first reason, the internet, you proved yourselves guilty of trying to commit first-degree murder. Don't you understand that? And you should be in jail. I don't know why people haven't been court-martialed and aren't in prison right now. I don't know why the FBI hasn't shown up and started arresting people or done anything at this time, or the CIA, because I'm not responsible. I'm a victim. I'm not responsible for what's happened to me in my life. I don't like what's happened to me in my life. I don't want this. I don't want to play reindeer reins of your communistic advances in this country, or whatever you're trying to do, or whatever tool you're trying to use me for. Which is why you abuse my body and try to make me feel threatened every day for no reason. I'm just like everybody else who just wants a normal life. How dare you think you could take it upon yourselves to use my life for whatever you intended to use my life for? That's not something you can do. That's considered taboo, right? Or messing with other people's fate. That's wrong. And then you did it to my children. Why would you do that to my children? And what makes you think was it like a male ego thing? I'm not really I'm not really sure if this is a race thing, a male ego thing, or, um, it's a race thing, thumb wars with the race thing, um, where you put your hands together and you do the little, or rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. They're just games you play with your hands. Um, and as I said, I'm not dying in vain. I wouldn't be dying for my country if I died. Do you understand that? Because you did what you did to me, and I didn't want you to do that to me. And you've done the same to my children, and I didn't want that done to my children. You quit blaming. And how can you label me in the paper as being somebody under the category of military in one breath, or being a pig as a cop in the next, and then making your claim that I'm yellow, or then making some sort of claim that, what was the other ones? Jeez, there's so many. I don't know. Am I supposed to be a computer, and then a radio, or a television station? I'm none of those things. I'm a human being, and that's one thing that you're in denial about. You're so far in denial about me being a human being and a mother of 3 children that you just disregard. And I'm sure there's other bits of horror movies that are about my life, other than The Silence of the Lambs and you trying to censor me while I'm sitting here screaming to the public that I need help, and that these people are psychotic, and I didn't know what was happening to me, and they made my life into a frickin' nightmare, and then I have to worry about my children, and that's a nightmare too. If something went wrong 27 years ago, why would you repeat that? Why? What is your logical reasoning for it? It's not to make money in the pain of other people. You don't make money that way. There's better ways to make money. I don't understand your theories. There is no theory to intentionally and intentionally impose human suffering onto other people. There is no value to that. We're not supposed to be going to oppression. We're not supposed to be going back to slavery. We're not supposed to be going back to we're not supposed to be exploiting male abuses to women and make that okay to people, or increase mental illness in society because of your weirdness, your weird ideas. I am perfectly sane. I don't try to hurt other people. They don't have your brain disorders, in which you fail to want to help people versus to hurt them. You keep looking, you look for ways to hurt people, but you don't want to help them. That makes no logical sense. Okay, you got no media for one. You've never made an attempt to help me or my children. Never. You've never done that. Your theories are gone out the frickin' window. I'm not going to play welcome mats. And the phrase, don't let the door hit you in the ass, is a good one for you. I'm not your draft in a window. I'm not your draft in a door. And I'm not a draft dodger because I'm not playing dodgeball. Okay? And Dodge County is just, what, Omaha? I said you're creepy crazy. I don't know if Greenwood would be in Dodge County. I'm not really totally sure. But, I'm not AWOL because I'm not military. I don't have a post to go to, and I'm not the frickin' trying to mail myself off. Who's doing that for death? Who's trying to ship me off for death? Because they did things to me. And So the best thing they can come up with is calling me names? Well, no, you can't call me names to death. You can't kill me and think you can pay people to cover that up. That's not how the United States works. Um, you can't pay somebody's life. You can't pull the rug out from underneath their life and their rights out from underneath them. You can't desecrate the Constitution and the flag in my name with Flag Day and Valentine's Day falling on this 14th and the 1400 block of A Street. Clock Tower Animal Clinic. We've been taking our pets there since we lived in Quail Ridge Circle. Clock Tower Mall is on A Street. Was right across from CBA. Dr. Berkey and Dr. Calvert. And you know, I made noticed in something else today. You know, 360 is a full circle, right? You know, the A for anarchy. You know, the whole anarchy. They like to make all kinds of heck and hell and make my life hell. I don't know why, but 3600 Calvert. My doctor was Dr. Calvert, and it leads up to Calvert School. Dr. Calvert and his daughter, Dr. Calvert, is a veterinarian. Dr. Calvert was my pediatrician, and then you have Calvert Street with the 3600. The other thing I realized today, well, I know 3 6s is the devil, 6666, and it goes up to where the levee is. And there's an old barber shop with a little swirly thing there. And then there's Lincoln Coin and Bullion next to it. And that's where Union Bank started. Union Bank. The 600. Veterans. Hospital. The 600 block, which I believe, as I said, was J Street, and where you get cane. They took the Joe from my name, because I was named after my mom's sister, that part of my name. They took that and thought they could cane me with it because of Farley's Candies or I don't know. But all I've said, you know, they've had plenty of opportunities to come help me, and I've asked for help. It's not like I haven't asked for help. And just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you can come along and kill them and take their life from them and look for excuses to kill them. I want to live my own life. I want to raise my kids. You know? And you shouldn't have to be that stubborn or selfish to say you're more important and your life's more relevant than mine, to say what you've done to me is okay because you're a man or you have this status. You know, you've abused statuses of a political office. It's not my fault. And I said, you know, you don't have to like me to let me get my medical help and then go live a quiet life, and then you never have to know about me again. It's so simple. That's what's so hard about that. What is so difficult about letting me live my own life for the first time ever? And not hurting my children because people screwed up. Plain and simple. You keep making mistakes and you never learn from them. That seems like somebody needs to wake up and smell the coffee, because you've repeated the mistakes that were made in my life by other people, not by me. We're remade again. I'm not dying in vain for people who have made mistakes in my life and my children's lives. I will not, and they will not die. Do you understand me? We will not die for the mistakes of other people. I don't care how much money you dish out and how much you want to just desecrate the Constitution in my name and the Flag Day and Valentine's Day, and how you take Independence Day sideways to say, oh, this is about becoming single, and until death do you part means murder. That's not how things work. I'm not G.I. Joe because GI, Grand Island, the initial for Grand Island and 8 County and Hall County. I'm not a Hallmark card that you can ship off in the shoebox greeting. I'm not one of those musical cards, you know? And just very disturbing. And I say, it's so simple. It was so simple all along. This could have been prevented, for one, because everybody knew I didn't know. And they could have, at any time, stopped what they were doing and helped me, just like I've asked for a long time now. They could have stopped, instead of continually putting me through this hell and exploiting me. They didn't have to like me. Presidents don't have to like me. And Rob quoted that they didn't like me. I'm like, well, who are they to say? What is my life to them? Oh, well, we think we can dispose of your life because you stepped on a piece of glass by a trash can, and we think you're a waste of time. Waste of time. Anyways, excuse me, this is my life. And those are my children. And I don't care what your opinions are about me. I don't care what a politician thinks of me personally. I don't care what they think. I don't care. What does that matter to me? I don't want to be in your social group, and you can't enforce me to say that you want to try to get me in the frickin' door of high society. There's the other thing. High street, high society, high voltage. They're all different things. High society doesn't have anything to do with high voltage and high street. High society. And then with that, we're going to make some stupid production, or I don't know what they had planned at one time. I have no idea what they were thinking about doing. They didn't even really know. I don't even think they know. They thought they were going to kill me in a courtroom, in divorce court, or or with social services, because they set that up because I've been a stay-at-home mom for 14 years, and they did what they did to me to my children, and so they got to try to make themselves look good by beating me up with my children, because I'm actually a good mom and I love my children, and I've tried to save them from lots of things, lots of times, and I've protected them, and I worry about them. I can't sleep most of the night because I'm up worrying about them. I worry about what they're eating and drinking all the time. And this is a mother's worst nightmare. It's not only a nightmare for my life, it's a mother's worst nightmare. I don't know which movie this would be under, besides Silence of the Lambs is pretty good explanation to how scary my life is. And then I started thinking about the last X-Files. I think it was the last X-Files movie about the butcher shops, or the chop shops with the people. And it just amazes me how cruel these people are. They have no regard for other people's lives. And all I want to do is live a normal life like other people. The things that everybody takes for granted every day. Their privacy, or at least the amount that they have. Nobody has privacy anymore. We don't have privacy. That's just modern civilization. But to have the amount of privacy that you have, to have the freedom to go do what you want when you want to do it, and not have everybody breathing down your back and trying to make politics out of your personal life, or what you eat, or what you drink, or what you do in your spare time, that's really none of anybody's business. I'm a human being. And then, Maslow's hierarchy of needs has nothing to do with setting somebody up to exploit them and then killing them because they have needs on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is food, safety, love, support, all that stuff. That's normal. That's normal human psychology. And they want to treat me like I'm a computer or an animal or somebody that doesn't have feelings because it's a stupid wall game, and they want to go fishing for me because they're crazy, over the rainbow crazy. The trial is about you fishing for me. If you say the wall is about me, the song about the trial is about you being on trial or whatever, because you're crazy trying to fish for me. You're crazy. I can't believe you try to use the wall as if something relevant. A wall? I'm not supposed to be at a post. The military people, when I talked to Strategic Air Command up in Omaha, they were the nicest people I talked to in government, as of yet. They were the nicest people. They were down to earth. And they were nice. And genuine people. Real genuine people. And the 55th Air Wing, I think, is what it is up in there at Strategic Air Command, was there before I was born. It has nothing to do with 5511, even if maybe that's where ideas came from or something. I don't really know. That is also, as I said, Strategic Air Command. Initials SAC has nothing to do with getting people in body bags or toe tags and morgues. You've ruined my life. Wasn't that bad enough? You've ruined how many years of my life? Wasn't that enough for you? You had to go make my children's lives a nightmare. And you think you can make something political about hurting us? Looking for ways to hurt us? That's not political. That's against the law for presidents as well. Presidents are not above the laws of this country. They can't go make up new laws and come up with weird theories based on however they feel that day. And my request has been so simple. Okay, they don't want to, they're worried about money and liabilities. I said, I don't care. Okay? I've told this to billionaires too. I've sent that message out to billionaires. I said, I don't care about money. I don't care about fame. I don't care about money. I don't care about the shallow materialistic things in life. And money doesn't buy happiness anyway. And it's not that I've ever really had money. People have tried to buy me before. And that didn't work. It doesn't work for me because I'm a real person. Some people can be bought. And that's just me. People who can be bought, there's not much to say about them. They're just a shell, a walking shell of nothing. You're nothing. If money is more important to you than having any integrity or respect or values or to be thoughtless and selfish, then what does money do? You got financial security. Who cares? But what if you're alone? What if you're totally alone? What does it do for you? People don't understand. Like, for instance, they wanted to try to make me out to be terminally ill. People don't understand when you take things for granted and you have had things, like, for instance, my fire. That was a bad thing, that incident that happened in my life. And, I haven't had an easy life. My teenage years were kind of tough. And preteens and stuff. And to think money's more important. Money grows on trees. Well, for these people, obviously, does money really sell your soul? I mean, can you brainwash yourselves into having no compassion and no consideration and no respect for other people's lives? Obviously, that's what they do to each other. They brainwash each other to be very cold and callous people, so they don't feel anything for what they've done wrong in life. I think that's what they do. Because I said, how can you just say, what I want is too much to ask? I don't kill people. I'm not punishable by death. People shouldn't even be torturing my body right now. I'm a harmless mother of 3 children. I've tried to cooperate and do everything that I don't know what to do. I've talked about liabilities. And I don't care about your social group. That my life doesn't depend on hanging out with certain statuses of people. Do you understand that? I don't know. My understanding from gossip here in town and from signals people are giving me is that people know too much about politicians, and they're trying to blackmail them or blackmail them into death. They're killing me. I think it's Kim or it's Tim Lassen. From what I'm understanding, it's them two. If I'm wrong, somebody can say something. And my understanding is Shannon's responsible for a great deal of things that have happened to me and my children. And as I said, all this is doing is catering to dysfunction and showing the public how dysfunctional politicians really are, and how poor their judgment really happens to be, because I have been so civil and so rational and so negotiable, and I've gone through this liability saying I don't care about money. Anything's better than dying in vain and panicking or worrying about I don't panic. I'm worried sick about my children every single day. Women's suffrage sideways, and women and children first. That's very sick. We're not going to die in vain for your sins.